Hi guys, MicheleMarieDalene to everybody. Today is Sunday the 18th of June, and we are going to cover a couple topics today. But first, today is Father's Day, and unfortunately, my father had passed away about 14 years ago. So, I don't know if he's actually watching this from the other side or not. I know that he knows that I'm a tough little person and I'll stand up to a lot of BS. So let's talk about some things about Father's Day. Father's Day, like Mother's Day, was created as a day to give thanks and tribute to our parents that brought us into the world and gave us our educations and experiences that we have grown up with almost all of our lives. Many parents, for many fathers and mothers as well, especially raising a handicapped child, is really hard because, every parent wants their child to be most successful. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's, as I said, it's part of the system. Well, unfortunately for many in my system today, especially the handicapped, I got a few messages from some people, and I wanted to talk about them, because I think that there's a little bit of misunderstanding about my situation with my health, and I wanted to, they weren't trolls, as far as I could tell. The person was not trying to be a troll. That doesn't mean that what he said doesn't, seriously make me wonder if he understands the realities of what's going on. So let's go through this. It says that I don't think this person is intending to be a troll. The problem is the video he's talking about, it originally was from a very old video, and I wanted to correct that one. He says here, he commented the video, MicheleMarieDalene interviews Sherry Heaton Love, and he says, you should take her advice on getting a job. And I replied to him, and his name, by the way, is Jonathan Cox. I said to him, whose advice? Because I was a little confused at first. And then I said it was the Sherry Heaton interview. And I said, oh, okay, now I know who it is. All right. And I said to him after I said, and he said, MicheleMarieDalene, the lady you were talking to, she said that you should stop sitting at home and complaining and go get a job. And I said, oh, you mean, okay, so I was still a little bit confused, then I realized he wasn't talking about Lumi, he was talking about Sherry, and I wanted to go give my response to that. I said, Jonathan Cox, oh, you mean Sherry Heaton. Hard to do without needed skills. I am considering going back to school to enhance my skill set. Which you responded, MicheleMarieDalene, like I said, she said, there are tons of jobs out there. Maybe you should stop leeching off everyone and start contributing to society. Thank God Donald Trump is president. We're going to cut off your Obama bucks taking liberals. I love my country. Well, I love my country too, but again, I also responded nicely to him. He says, Jonathan Cox, I am physically handicapped. My computer degree from 1993 is obsolete. And he said, MicheleMarieDalene, sounds like excuses to me. There is work out there for handicapped people. You can take a low-level job. Low-level jobs don't pay crap. Let's be honest here. As much as there are jobs out there, even Mike Rowe says, There are always dirty jobs. Dirty jobs are everywhere. Yes, they are. But when you have went to college and spent a fortune over the years to get involved in the computer field, and then you end up fall behind the times, and we're talking about 1993 computer degree here. So I want to go back to school. I really do. I think it's necessary. After one of the things that this the people who've been spamming my email addresses have been doing is been spamming my email addresses to correspond to schools, which is kind of funny because I actually happened to have a chance to talk to a few of them. And one school said when his classes are $309 per credit hour. Now that would mean that a 3-quarter class is going to cost me about $927 for a 3-credit class. Okay, in the computer field, in the IT field, and that doesn't include the books. And so yeah, you can clearly get an idea that it's going to be pretty expensive. But then again, I also, unfortunately, because of my multiple handicaps, was given a permanent total disability deferment for that reason. But I'm not so much worried about that part as much as like you said about Donald Trump. It's true, he is creating jobs, but he also said, and he does agree, and I agree with him here, is a lot of people don't have the proper training for the types of jobs that are needed. You can sit there and think about it. It's true. Manufacturing jobs. Manufacturing today is highly skilled job. Even something as simple as putting things into packages can still become a highly skilled job, because not only, for example, do you got to pack it, you got to put the things together, you're dealing with a conveyor line. It's basically orders are being processed at very quick speed. If your eyesight, which mine is not that good. I mean, guys, let's be honest, the Kansas City jobs are only doing so much, okay? They're not going to make my eyes 20/20. I'm sorry. Some days I don't even think they're really even doing anything from right on. But then again, sometimes I look in the mirror and I see my right eye seems like it's bitter, and sometimes it doesn't seem like it's bitter. So how does this get back to Father's Day? Well, okay, my father always knew that I was always willing to push myself forward as far as I could because of my handicaps. But even he admitted that because the fact is I didn't have a car, I didn't have any way to get from place to place without assistance or paratransit or the bus, that my ability to further my outreach in life would be more difficult. Not impossible, but more difficult. So it's not a matter of I don't want to work. It's a matter of okay. First of all, there's two things. There's actually three major things that are against me. Alright, let's go through all four of them. Okay. Number one, my eyesight is failing. I'm getting older. That's number two. Number three is I have Asperger's. Number four, I have hearing loss. Those four major things are going to, because like I said, I'm also older. I'm 49. So like I said before, 2 and 5. So eyesight, hearing, Asperger's, hearing loss. Asperger's, vision, hearing, age, and obsolete skill set. Okay? 1993 was a very different time. 6, transportation. Okay, so let's talk about the degree part first, because obviously it's the first key to success. In 1993, we were using Windows for work groups. Some people were using Windows NT. Windows NT 2000 didn't come in yet. Windows Millennium Edition didn't come in yet. Windows XP didn't even exist yet. Okay. So everything was still pretty much either Windows 3.1 or MS-DOS. Okay. My degrees in computer programming was in COBOL, Fortran, as well as system management. But back then, everything was managed very differently than today. We did not have the cloud. The cloud didn't even exist. The internet didn't even exist. So, for me to go to an employer today and say, well, I got my degree in 1993, they're gonna basically bust out laughing, because that's over 14. I mean, oh my Christ, that's more than that. That's almost 24 years ago. 24 years ago, I was young. I had better eyesight. My hearing was better. My Asperger's was about the same as now. Maybe because of my hearing loss and my Asperger's and everything else combined, it kind of puts me in feeling like a room, like a long-haired-tailed cat in a room full of wrecking chairs. I don't always do as well as I could. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to work. It just means that, like I said, is that, you have, I'm a 49-year-old too. Forget about an age from here. Most employers now are looking for younger people to do the jobs. Younger people that have the skills to do the jobs. I don't have the modern skills, and I'm not a younger person. 2 strikes against me right there. They're looking for anybody who's able-bodied to do the jobs. That means that ixnays my hearing, that ixnays my vision. And my Asperger's, well, that could still be a problem too. And of course, a lot of the jobs require transportation, unless you happen to be lucky enough to find a job within commute on the bus line so you can commute to work. If you don't have all those things going for you, it's harder to get a job, unless you're willing to create your own job. This channel here was intended for me to become my own self-sufficient person. But I'll be honest here, YouTube is highly competitive. There's no way, anyway, seriously, that you can go out there on YouTube and seriously make a fortune. It's not going to happen. YouTube is a highly competitive field. I'm competing with people that are much younger than me, very sharp, very smart. I'm smart too, but unfortunately, I'm older. And a couple of years ago, there was a joke about the complaints of YouTube when a woman was about this old man that came in. He says that he wants to try to make his songs popular. She asked how old he was. He said, I'm 46. And all of a sudden she yelled, security! Why would she say that? Because YouTube is trying to market itself for the younger people. The younger people that watch and consume content on their phones or on their tablets. They're not sitting there on a PC or a Mac at home and watching videos. They're watching it on the go. Okay? My older generation, which is Generation X, well, a lot of us are embracing some of this technology, but we haven't quite gotten to the same level as the younger people have. And we're still kind of learning. Now, what my father, like I said, if he was alive today, I got a feeling he would probably say the same. He'd say, Michelle, you have a lot to be thankful for because you do have a lot of good skills. It's just too bad that, your eyesight really had degraded so much over the years, and your hearing has degraded so much over the years that you can't do a lot of the stuff you used to do. And now your arthritis and your hips are starting to hurt more as you get older, and that's causing problems too. And an employer is going to look for the creme de la creme. He's going to look for the best. And the best in this case may very well be a youngster or a younger person that has got the degrees and certification and training and all that, whereas compared to an old dog like me, they're going to go, well, gee, I don't really think Michelle is as good as Jane. Jane can do more than Michelle can. Jane is younger, Jane is sitting there and saying she wants the corner office and she wants, have her own, 6-digit salary to do the same job that Michelle's want to do, just working me in the cubicle making a 5-digit salary. But the only difference is Jane's got the skills and the college training for the modern systems, and Michelle is old school and doesn't have the modern the training and skills. Unless, of course, Michelle is willing to go back to school. And I said I certainly would be willing to go back to school. Learning is fundamentally essential. I say that a lot because it's true. Even though I'm not going to school right now, I'm still learning skills. I'm still taking the time to learn new things and develop new applications and thoughts and stuff into the new world around me. So I think my dad would be... I want to thank my dad for all the wonderful things that he did. I want to get back to Father's Day because that's obviously the main point of this video, besides my education. My father certainly would have been very much rooting for me to continue on with my... even if it's self-taught, my self-education to learn new things. My father always believed that even though I have multiple handicaps, and I would continue to pursue an educational level, if it is independently, and I have been. But unfortunately, employers look for papers that say you got a degree, and unfortunately, the only degree I got is worthless by today's 21st century expectations. People want, like I said, everything's changed in 24 years in computers field, so that I can't even seriously find a way to market myself. So that's the fact. My dad, of course, like I said, is still rooting for me. I know he is. Now, I wanted to continue on with a few more topics about messages, and of course, I did respond to him, and I said to him, this is an old video. Watch the newer ones. I have skills that are outdated. I have a computer programming degree from 1993. I need to go back to school to learn the new skills. I have a bad cataract in my right eye that is stealing what sight I have left. It is not removable due to lateral nystagmus. The lateral nystagmus is when my eyes go like that. And then what it does is you can't hit a moving target with a spine scalpel. We're talking about normally an eye doctor, ophthalmologist will do an incision with a person's eye that does not lateral nystagmus, about 2 millimeters, to remove the old cataract, and then they would put in an artificial lens. Well, they can't do that with my eye because, unfortunately, I moves too much. People who are legally blind, who have had cataracts removed, who have lateral nystagmus, have had significant complications. Much more likely to have complications is there's things get much more pear-shaped real quickly when you got a cataract in an eye that has lateral nystagmus. You can't really remove it, so it's just that. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop learning. I'm going to keep learning. I'm not a professional student, but I'm still trying to grow up and learn new skills. Alright, so now, what about the crankers? Well, I don't know why they're still pushing their agenda. They're not as much. They're still getting some crankers now from overseas. And my question for the crankers is, what exactly is it about what you're doing, which is technically illegal, by the way, that makes it so exciting to you? Is it the thought that maybe you can't be prosecuted because you think you're so smart because you're living behind unknown numbers and all that? Or is it just that you really don't understand what you're doing is causing hardships for people who really don't expect it? However, I do appreciate, and I will give you I will give you kudos for this, that you did at least get me in contact with some correspondence schools. I thought that was really interesting, that you would send me out to a correspondence courses to better my education. I think you were trying to kind of give me a very unsubtle reminder that maybe it's time for me to go back to school, and I'm thinking about it. So, now, we have some other things to talk about, but that was the two major ones. The next thing is I want to do some more with renovate the apartment. Now, you probably noticed I put the Glove and Boots video about updating in my playlist for 2017. I put that in my playlist for two reasons. Number one, to give Glove and Boots a little recognition for what they've done in their videos. And number two, like the video talks about updating. And Papa's in there goes, why couldn't things just stay the same? Well, nothing's going to stay the same. Nothing is. Okay? And it ties in with this education thing. Everything changes. That's life. And it's getting time for me to update my skill set, like I said. I'm going to keep saying that until it's clearly obvious that I made sure that you got the message. Now, the weather. Oh boy. Today, right now, it's starting to get a little warm. It's 27 degrees right now. Okay? Expected high today is 28 and a low of 21. Okay? And the humidity is 73%. Chance of rain is 20%. It is technically overcast. And wind is south at 16 kilometers per hour. And it feels like 30 degrees Celsius. And it certainly does. Precipitation so far is 0.0 centimeters. Pressure is at 1,009 millibars. Humidity is, visibility is 14.5 kilometers. And the UV index is currently 2. And Monday, tomorrow, will be high at 27 degrees with thunderstorms. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, a high at 28 degrees. Wednesday, sunny, a high of 24 degrees. Thursday, a high of 26 degrees. Anyway, the lows each night is going to be 18, 16, 13, and 18. Okay, so the good news is for those of you who like the warmer weather is it's not going to be anything unacceptable. It's just going to be a warmer weather. I guess that's good, right? I mean, it's warmer out there. Now, I did get the Kodi box working, and I got some of the stuff working that I wanted to watch, but unfortunately, I was not able to watch too many more of the Roman holiday episodes because for some reason trying to connect to the server to download this videos has not happened. So I haven't been able to reach through and play the Roman holidays cartoons, except for the first episode. I did watch that, and that was pretty interesting. But I couldn't watch anything else. Oh yeah, maybe I watched the second one about Brutus Lion, but that was all. So it was really kind of interesting to see all that, the Roman holidays, and I remember a cartoon from my childhood, and reruns. Came out in 1972. Jeez, I was only 4 years old when it came out on TV. So, that gives you an idea how old I am. But, well, it's just the way it is, I guess, It's 2019 right now. And, 2017. 2017. Okay, 2017. You're right. I'm sorry. I keep remembering. I was trying to mathematically do a calculations. That's right. In 2018, I will be the big 5-0. Yikes. No, I'm not against Donald Trump. He's not gonna cut the disabled payments for people who have definite, genuine need of payments. He wants to help those too. Those who want to try to find gainful employment should be able to do it. By the way, one thing I have a question for you. A different one. Speaking of eyesight, are you getting double vision still on the reels? No, that's good, right? Yeah, to a point, but it's not really a cataract in my right eye. Some days I can't even see shit. More my left eye is clear. Thank God for small favors. I don't know. Alright, look guys, this is getting kind of long in the tooth, and we all know what that means, right? It means that things get kind of ridiculous. Oh, what I'm thinking about, real quick, how's the new phone process working? It's working fine. We added a few features to it, okay? If you try to call directory assistance, I have it set to block it. Of course, you can still call 911. You can still call the TDD. You can still do all that. And things like that. Oh, yes, there's, by the way, for those of you who did not know, we still haven't gotten the MLX phones yet. So, unfortunately, when I dial 0, I can't connect to the 0 extension because that can't call 0 either. Yeah, and that's right. That's a predefined option. Can't call international calls. The only phone that can call international calls and is unblocked is the phone in the bedroom. The phone I left unblocked because that's kind of the central system. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of new things that we're going to be experimenting with the system and things like that. And, kind of cool. But I still want to fix the old Merlin 2 processor anyway, because it is a vintage piece of equipment, and I kind of want to have it fixed and working again so that, I know I see like people like the iBook, 8-bit guy and Techbone and V Westlife constantly fixing things and restoring things and making things look good. Same thing for Shango 066 when he gets a customer that wants to do a full restore on an appliance and radio, TV, phone. Same thing with him. It's the kind of stuff I actually like doing for fun. And but first thing is we're gonna find out why that the Merlin 2 processor failed. I can only think of is that maybe something on the board went bad, maybe a resistor or a capacitor. The board has old chips in it. Right now nothing's working, so I can't do much with it at this point. But oh well, we'll keep working on it. So anyway, yes, tomorrow is Soup Kitchen Day again. Yeah, I eat there a lot, and because when I eat the Soup Kitchen on days, I don't have to worry about buying groceries for the house, so I can just eat the soup and then come home and there's food there. Sometimes they let me take stuff home, leftovers, so I can have something to eat for the weekend. By the way, Dory is still here. She's kind of not interested in doing the videos anymore. She's kind of got the impression that it's just really not worth their time to do them. So, that's why she hasn't been doing any videos, because she just feels it's just not worth it anymore. I gave up most of the live streaming for the same reason, because it's just not worth it. But, like these videos here, I can edit them down and cut them shorter and make them better, and I'm going to work on that. Alright, for now, I want to thank you all for watching this. I know it went a little long. Well, that happens, Alright, so see you guys later. Bye-bye.